Spain's Socialist Party and the far-left Podemos have agreed a deal to form a coalition government. But the left-wing coalition has already hit a bump in the road. The parliamentary mathematics means it needs the backing of other smaller parties to form a majority. That still looks to be very far off. The centrists seated on us, along with the Catalan separatist party, Esquerra Republicana, have both said they won't back the coalition. As Judith Prescott reports.
A united front of progressive forces in Spain. The preliminary coalition agreement between Prime Minister Sanchez's Socialists and Podemos follows an inconclusive election, Spain's fourth in as many years. The result left Sanchez with fewer seats than before and consequently more open to compromise. Both leaders indicated their deal was a response to the rise of the far right.
This new government will be a resoundingly progressive one. It will be because it will be composed of progressive forces, by the Socialist Party, by Unidas Podemos, and will be progressive especially because it will work for the progress of Spain and for the progress of the Spaniards. The only thing that does not fit in the spirit of the future progressive government will be hatred and confrontation among Spaniards.
It will be a progressive coalition government that combines the experience of the PSOE with the courage of the United We Can. A government that works for dialogue to face the territorial crisis and for social justice as the best vaccine against the extreme right.
But the combination of the two parties' seats still leaves them short of a majority in Parliament. They now have to persuade other smaller groups to give them their backing before a government can be confirmed. Judith Prescott, Euronews.
Well, for more, we're joined by Manu Terradios from Euronews' Spanish service. Morning to you. So it's kind of ironic, this situation, isn't it? For 6 months, these two parties refused to come together, refused to get a deal, and now we see them embracing and they've signed on the dotted line.
Of course, it's a surprise, and also we have to see that this pre-agreement they have, it's not far away from what they were talking 6 months ago or after the elections of April. So, yeah, people are starting to see it a little bit, let's say, weird, the way they have reached an agreement in 48 hours, they did what they didn't do in months of negotiations. Well, this is the path that the socialist leader has chosen. There was this other option to try to negotiate with the conservatives, some kind of agreement between the two main parties. Well, now he turned to the left, natural allies. It's going to be complicated because we are speaking about an agreement that could involve 6, even 7 parties. Some of them supporting him as Prime Minister, some of them going only for abstention in the vote in the Parliament. But anyway, it's going to be complicated because it involves also like pro-independence parties who have hardened their positions. So to see what's going on, we can talk of what we've seen when they hugged each other at the end of this press conference, and journalists couldn't help it, and they ended up in this romantic comedy style with this right after they hug, because, well, it's more or less what we had before. And now they have waited months to do it, and they have taken us to a second election.
Now we've got this sort of left-wing grand coalition. Is that the only route to power in Spain? Could there be other sort of factors at play?
The other thing everybody spoke about was this big agreement with the Popular Party, with their conservatives, because the leader of the party, after the election, said it like, we are going to now listen to what Pedro Sánchez has to propose, and we have to act with responsibility to provide Spain with a government. So that was one of the options, but Pedro Sánchez, with this agreement with Podemos, well, seems that has closed this door, and now Popular Party is refusing this left-wing agreement, saying it's agreeing with radicals, so they are not going to support it. Ciudadanos, who were supposed to be moderate, but also in this right wing of the spectrum, said also that the option was to negotiate with Popular Party. So we're seeing that this other option for the moment seems far away, but we have to be sure that these are the 4th elections in 4 years. So people are tired, and politicians are going to explore every option they have to try to reach an agreement.
Manu from our Spanish service, thank you very much for that update.
Always a pleasure.